Hey guys, what's going on? We've got this Poulan Pro Snow King Snowblower, 8.5 horsepower Tecumseh, 27-inch cut on the blower. Anyway, this snowblower has been surging when it's running. I'll run it in a minute so you can hear it. But there's no real adjustment on these carburetors, so we're going to swap out the carburetor. So this video is just how to show you how to do that. This is a replacement carburetor. It was like 10 bucks online plus shipping. Can't remember how much shipping was. There's the part number. And we'll just walk through the process of how to swap this out and hopefully get rid of that surge. So I'll start it up so you can hear what it's doing. Alright, you could hear how it was surging, so what we have to do is take this cover off here and then replace the carburetor. Okay, we've got that cover off. There was 5 fasteners to take off. One here, 2 Phillips down here, 2 bolts up here. They were 5/16 head. One here, and then one here as well. And then to take the cage off, there was 3 fasteners here. 2 5/16, and that was a 1/2 inch head up here. Next thing we're going to do is pull the carburetor off. So we need to take these 2 fasteners off here because that's the mount to hold that outside shroud on. Okay, I've got those loosened up. They were a 1/4 inch head on these bolts, so we'll take those off. And the next thing we're going to do is going to pull this fuel line off here. And just so we don't get too much fuel spill out of it, there's a shut off here. See that? Red, so just turn that 90 degrees and that'll shut the fuel off, and then we can pull that hose off. Got that pulled off. That actually wasn't a fuel hose. It seems to me maybe a vacuum hose of some kind. The fuel hose is actually back here. Hard to see. It's right at the back of the carburetor. We're going to pull that off, and might get a bit of fuel spillage, but since we have it shut off, it shouldn't be too much. So just have a dirty rag around so you can sop up that fuel that spills out. Okay, I've got that fuel hose disconnected back here. There really wasn't much fuel that spilled out. Next thing I'm going to do is disconnect the linkage here that connects the throttle. So from this lever, there's this small rod that goes here, and then a second rod that attaches to the carburetor. So easiest way to disconnect this is just I'll pull this fastener out here. That should loosen that lever up, and then you'll be able to slide these out. So that's a T15 Torx head. So I'll remove that now. Okay, I've removed that. It was a machine screw, a locking washer, and a locking nut. So the locking washer goes on top of this lever here. So now I can remove this. That, and then we can disconnect this lever from the carburetor. So easier to get that lever off when the carburetor is removed. So the next thing I'm going to do is remove these fasteners here, one in the back of the carburetor, and then the carburetor should pop right off. Okay, I have those 2 fasteners off of there. They were 7/16 heads on those. Didn't really need to use the wrench, and these were T30 Torx heads here. So I'm just going to pull the carburetor off now, and then we'll need to swap that throttle linkage onto the new carburetor, and then pull this assembly, this choke assembly, off the front and attach it on the new carburetor. So just walk over and show you what the new carburetor looks like. So there's the old carb. So we need to pull this assembly off here for the choke, put it on the new carb here, and then put this throttle linkage onto the new carburetor. And the new carb comes with the new gasket as well. So I'll swap that stuff over. I have the new choke assembly, the choke assembly moved onto the new carburetor, and I just moved that linkage as well. So I'll hook up the new carburetor onto the snowblower, the reverse process of what we did to remove it, and then we'll fire it up and see how it runs. Hopefully the surge is gone. I have the carburetor back on. Don't forget to put your new gasket back in if you have one. I'm going to fire it up and just test it before I put the shroud back on. I've just clamped this here so I could put this key back in, which is essentially a kill switch. And don't forget to turn your gas back on before you try to fire it up. So I'm going to fire it up, see how it runs. Alright, that seems to be running a lot better. I'm going to put that shroud back on. And anyway, quick and easy fix. Carburetors are not expensive, so you know, 10 bucks for the carburetor. I think it was 5 bucks for shipping, and ready for some snow. Thanks for watching.